Indiana Fever has taken the WNBA by storm, shattering old narratives and proving doubters wrong. At the beginning of the year, many believed that Indiana was a franchise struggling to attract talent, with former WNBA legend Sheryl Swoopes openly stating that no star player would willingly sign with them due to alleged locker room issues and a toxic culture. However, that take has now been exposed as one of the coldest in WNBA history. Initially, Swoopes' remarks seemed to hold weight. She is, after all, a Hall of Famer with a storied legacy in the league. When she spoke about Indiana's inability to attract free agents, many took her words seriously, believing that the Fever was a team destined to remain at the bottom of the league. But then something remarkable happened. Indiana didn't just participate in free agency, they dominated. Players weren't avoiding the team. They were lining up to join what has now become one of the most exciting rosters in the league. One of the most vocal figures in recognizing this shift is WNBA legend Sue Bird. Unlike Swoopes, who made her claims without witnessing the transformation, firsthand, Bird saw the Fever's progress and understood the gravity of what was happening. Free agency didn't push players away from Indiana. It became a magnet for talent. Star players, veterans, and rising stars all saw what Indiana was building, and suddenly the narrative flipped. The Fever went from a struggling franchise to a serious contender overnight. Among the standout acquisitions was Natasha Howard, a player Bird knows well. Bird praised Howard's impact, calling her a glue player who does all the little things that don't show up in the box score but are essential to winning. Howard brings championship experience, elite defense, and a level of toughness that every successful team needs. Pairing her with Indiana's young core adds a new dimension to the team's capabilities, making them even more dangerous. Bird's insight carries significant weight because she doesn't hand out praise easily. A four-time WNBA champion, five-time Olympic gold medalist, and one of the greatest point guards in league history, Bird knows what it takes to build a championship-caliber team. And if she's hyping up Indiana, it's not for clout. It's because she genuinely sees something special happening within the franchise. Despite her excitement, Bird also reminded everyone to stay grounded. Winning free agency doesn't guarantee championships, and she urged fans to remember that rings aren't won on Twitter or in group chats. While the Fever has made massive strides, success still has to be earned on the court. However, that doesn't take away from the undeniable reality that the Fever has positioned itself as a serious force. One of the most significant signings that cemented Indiana's rise was DeWanna Bonner, a 6'4" scoring machine with defensive versatility. Bonner brings veteran leadership and championship experience. Her addition instantly elevated Indiana's roster from playoff hopefuls to legitimate contenders. Bird recognized the impact of this move, acknowledging that Bonner's presence takes the Fever to another level. This shift in perception is striking when compared to the outdated opinions of Swoopes. She once claimed that the Fever's locker room was too dysfunctional for top-tier players to want to join. Now, just months later, stars are actively choosing Indiana. Caitlin Clark has undeniably played a role in this transformation, but it's not just about her individual talent. The Fever has methodically built a team around her that is designed for sustained success. The Fever's transformation isn't only about bringing in new talent. It's also about retaining key players who have endured the franchise's struggles and are now ready to thrive. Aaliyah Boston, a dominant force in the paint, is poised to control the interior for years to come. Kelsey Mitchell, a lethal scorer, has stuck with the team through tough seasons and is now reaping the rewards. Lexi Hull, an underrated but crucial piece, adds hustle and defensive grit that every great team needs. One of the biggest surprises in free agency was Sophie Cunningham's arrival in Indiana. A tough, versatile player known for her physicality and three-point shooting, Cunningham brings an edge to the Fever. Bird highlighted her as the kind of player that championship teams need, someone who embraces the dirty work, stretches the floor, and plays with relentless intensity. Sue Bird's endorsement of the Fever isn't just about individual players, it's about the bigger picture. She sees a team that is being carefully constructed for long-term dominance. Unlike teams that sign big names just for the headlines, Indiana has built a roster with basketball purpose. Every move they've made has been deliberate, ensuring that Clark doesn't have to carry the team alone, but can instead thrive in a balanced system.